David.
Go for it.
You're cool if what?
If you're recording Dave.
Oh, yes.
You know, you and Rick look like the same person if you squint your eyes.
You must have really bad eyes, Stuart.
I got a bad zoom. I'm zoomed out.
I see.
Okay.
Okay.
Rick, I'll leave the muting and unmuting and directing and everything up to you.
Yeah, sure. Here we go. I'm going to mute everybody.
Okay. So I don't know if I've sung this one before you or not. It's another one of the poems set to a folk tune. The poem is called The Oracles by, I think, A.E. Houseman. And the tune is the one traditionally used for a song called Willie o' Winsbury. Very nice little tune. Tis mute the word they went to hear on high Dodorna mountain, when winds were in the oaken shaws, and all the cauldrons told, and mutes the midland navel stone beside the singing fountain. And echoes list to silence now, where gods told lies of old. I took my question to the shrine that has not ceased from speaking, the heart within that tells the truth, and tells it twice as plain. And from the cave of oracles I heard the priestess shrieking that she and I should surely die and never live again. O priestess, what you cry is clear, and sound good sense I think it, but let the screaming echoes rest, and froth your mouth no more. 'Tis true there's better booze than brine, but he that drowns must drink it. And oh, my lass, tis the news is news that men have heard before. The king with half east at heel is marching from lands of mourning. Their fighters drink the rivers up, their shafts benight the air. And he that stands must die for naught, and home there's no returning. The Spartans on the sea-wet rock sat down and combed their hair.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a trivia question. What movie soundtrack was that tune a part of?
I have no idea.
David
Wicker
seems to know,
Man.
but he's muted.
The
The bad version or the first version or the bad version?
Actually, both versions. There were a couple. There were some things that got cut out of the cut version.
Yeah.
But, oh no, no,
Yeah.
you mean the remake? I never
Yeah.
watched the remake. I
Okay.
thought that was.
The early version was good.
Remake that movie. That's ridiculous.
That's
Yeah, that
I've
one.
written
What was
down.
the guy's name? He died. He did the music for that. Anyway, it was wonderful. And they did. There's this. Toward the end of the movie, there's this scene where they're having the great village procession up the hill where they're going to sacrifice the cop, right?
I remember it now.
That was the march they played. They set it to a sort of a brass band thing.
Yeah,
Really?
you're correct.
For some reason, I can't find the unmute everybody.
There's a little button with a couple of dots next to mute all.
It doesn't seem to be on mine this time.
Oh, maybe it's because you're not the host.
Hey, David.
Oh, that must be it.
I don't know. Let me see.
I was sitting here frantically trying to unmute everybody so they could clap, and there wasn't any way to do it.
No, on mine, there's a thing. It doesn't say unmute. It says ask all to unmute. And I think the way it works is if people mute themselves, you have to ask.
Muted. That's why they couldn't hear me.
Unmute. But if you mute them, you can unmute them. I think.
Well, no, I don't have an unmute, and I did mute everybody.
And you
Okay, I'd
don't
like
have to ask all to unmute.
I'd like to mention something just for a second, okay?
No.
This is a really momentous thing that's happened in the field of Irish song. A book has been published, and it's basically about the songs of a man named Frank Hart. And I think some of you may be familiar with him. He was a Dublin architecture professor by profession, but he also collected and sang Irish songs for many, many years. And this book, called A Living Voice, the Frank Hart Song Collection, has almost 200 songs in it from all of Frank Hart's recordings and also his previously published book of Dublin street songs. So it's just a really incredible treasury of Irish folk songs that he collected over the years. And it's really a treasure trove for all of these songs that we love. And it's not an inexpensive book. The shipping is almost as much as the book, but it's, to my way of thinking, well worth it. And
does it include any notation or
yeah,
like
it's
that?
got complete notation and
Nice.
words and background for all the songs. It's just great book. So in the chat, I'll put an email address. You can inquire as to how to get a copy from Ireland if you're interested. But I just wanted everybody to be aware of this. It's just a really amazing book that's just been issued, I think, in the last 30 days. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay, message over. I guess.
Rick,
yeah.
I'll just make you the host again, and then you just have to remember to host me when you go, okay?
Okay.
Or somebody. Can somebody volunteer to take over the hosting after Rick leaves?
I think Joe already did.
Oh, Joe did. Okay, good. So you know how this works. You muted everybody and you say, time for you.
He's a pro. He's a pro. Come on.
All right.
He's a young man too. So come get his case.
Hey, I have a question for everybody. If you're a professor of one topic and you have a profession of the other topic, how can you profess to be a professor?
That's what you do.
Next.
That's,
Next.
that's what you do.
Mute
Thanks.
Rick. Mute Rick.
Professors profess. That's why they're professors.
Yeah, yeah.
Get the hook. Come on.
Okay, next is Jim. We'll go to Jim and we'll see if I can unmute everybody when this is all over with. I'll see.
All righty.
Yes.
All right. Some of you heard this yesterday, but I feel like singing it again. Last night as I lay dreaming of pleasant days gone by, my mind being bent on rambling to Ireland's isle did fly. I stepped aboard a vision and I followed with a will, and I shortly came to anchor at the cross on Spansel Hill. It being on the 23rd of June, the day before the fair, when Ireland's sons and daughters were all assembled there, the young, the old, the brave, the bold, their duties to fulfill at the little church in Clooney, a mile from Spansel Hill. I went to see my neighbors to see what they would say. The old ones were all dead and gone, the young ones turning gray. I met with Taylor Quigley, he's as bald as ever still. Sure, he used to make me breeches when I lived on Spansel Hill. I paid a flying visit to my first and only love. She's rare as any lily and gentle as the dove. She threw her arms around me, saying, Johnny, I love you still. Ah, she's Mac, the ranger's daughter, the pride of Spansel Hill. I dreamt I hugged and kissed her, as in the days of yore. She said, Johnny, you're only joking, as many a time before. A cock crew in the morning. It crew both loud and shrill, and I awoke in California, many miles from Spansel Hill.
Yay!
That was worth singing again.
I still don't have a way to unmute everybody.
Say, Jim, you sung that in A minor. Very, very nice.
Oh.
Yeah. Or G for us whistle players.
I tend, I tend to toward A as my natural key.
Hey, you're an A man.
I don't know why.
And then around it.
Well, let's see. The next person must be, of course, Mr. Whistleman. I will try to, I can mute everybody, but I don't seem to be able to unmute them.
Yeah. We can all click our little thingamies.
Maybe I can. Let's see. Alt M.
Okay, just mute yourself. I think everyone else has been muted now, except for David and Terry.
And you.
Well, I just unmuted. I'll do it. Okay, everyone's muted now except for Terry and me.
I can't mute Terry for some reason.
Okay, he's got it. Now we're good. Now, where was I? Now, I mentioned earlier, I've got an A string that's about to pop on my ukulele, so I may have to improvise. So we'll start with a whistle, see how far we get. This is a nice tune again. Liam Clancy songs always appeal to me. This is one I remember him doing called Come to the Hills. Come by the hills to the land where fancy is free, and stand where the peaks meet the sky and the lochs meet the sea, where the rivers run clear and the bracken is gold in the sun. Ah, the cares of tomorrow can wait till this day is done. Come by the hills to the land where life is a song, and sing while the birds fill the air with their joy all day long, where the trees sway in time and even the wind sings in tune. Ah, the cares of tomorrow can wait till this day is done. Ya dee 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 da dum, da 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 dum, da 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 ya da da dum, da 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 dum, ah da 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 dum, da 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 dum. Come by the hills to the land where legend remains, where stories of old fill the heart and may yet come again, where the past has been lost and the future has still to be won. Ah, the cares of tomorrow can wait till this day is done. Yes, the cares of tomorrow can wait till this day is done.
Didn't pop a string. Great. Yay. Sounded great. Very good. Really fun.
Boy, that is weird that all of a sudden there's no unmute. I feel just completely lost. As a matter of fact, Sandy and Jeff are still muted.
But you still get to mute all, right? That's your,
Yeah, I can mute all,
yeah.
but I
You can
can't.
unmute, but
Yeah, but everybody's got to remember to do it before they clap, and everybody doesn't do that because they're used to not doing it.
Life is uncertain and the show must go on.
2 cliches in one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Stereo.
Well, he's no cliche, but Joe looks like he has quite a cachet there.
Oh, good play on words.
It's a souffle, actually. But
Ah, it doesn't rise twice.
A cliche souffle is a play on words.
Oh, play on words. Absolutely. The only play in town.
Okay, I'm muting everybody. Just Joe, it's your turn.
I'm sorry, I confused the whole cliche
I'm,
cafe.
I'm sorry I lost you there.
Your wordplay is too complicated for me. So this is it's actually a Dutch song, but it was made popular by a band in Ireland called the Furies. So I consider it an Irish song now, and it has kind of the same sort of feel. Um, it's a minor song that goes into a major chorus, and then you're happy, and the happy ends on a minor, which is really interesting to me. So this is the Red Rose Cafe. They come from the farms and the factories too, and they all soon forget who they are. The cares of today are soon washed away as they sit at a stool by the bar. The girl with green eyes and the Rolling Stone shirts doesn't look like she works on the land. The man at the end is a very good friend of a man who sells cars second hand. Down at the Red Rose Cafe in the harbor, there by the port just outside Amsterdam. Everyone shares in the songs and the laughter. Everyone there is so happy to be there. The gray-haired old man, the piano will play any song that you wanted to hear. The pretty young thing doesn't know how to sing, but the customers give her a cheer. Now it's out in the real world, the race is still on. It's all gone a little bit mad. In circles we go, and it's good to know of the place where good times are had. Down at the Red Rose Cafe in the harbor, there by the port just outside Amsterdam. Everyone shares in the songs and the laughter. Everyone there is so happy to be there. The salesmen relax with a few pints of beer, and they try not to talk about life. The poet won't write any verses tonight, but may sing a sweet serenade. So pull up a chair and forget about life. It's a good thing to do now and then. If you like it here, I have an idea. Tomorrow let's all meet again. Down at the Red Rose Cafe in the harbor, there by the port just outside Amsterdam. Everyone shares in the songs and the laughter. Everyone there is so happy to be there.
Yay!
Oh, anything by
One
Finbar.
sound is all caught on the end there.
Long delayed clapping. Okay. If there's no conversing about that, we'll go to Mr. Converser. I'm going to mute everybody, Tom, but as you're muted now, you're going to have to unmute yourself after I do that. Okay, now you can unmute yourself, Tom. Nope. You're still muted. There you go.
Thank you. Now, I'm not saying that you're wrong, and I'm not saying I am right. I am saying we are different and divergent as far apart and as joined as day for night. You, solar powered, I am moon tides. I rise after midnight to share why stars shine. You beam optimism in a fog-bound flu world. I'm content with biblical silences and atheist dancing songs. But tell me, is this the love of grass for the lawnmower, or the bird for the gun in your eyes? Or are we simply worlds apart, separated by via starlight, as different as day for night? Just bless everything. Bless the weather and its contradictions. Bless your family and their origins. Bless your friends as they affirm you. Bless acquaintances, enemies, and frenemies. Bless all you are and have ever done. Bless it now and bless it often. Bless the circumstances you find yourself within. Bless the changes as they change again. Bless all the beauty that surrounds and inside you. Bless all defects too. They add so much to you. Uniqueness is universal, and bless all exceptions to the rule, like your thankfulness is wakefulness and silence is a medicine to be dispensed judiciously, drop by drop, in significance between walls of rewards and wars, walls and wars and wards, contemplation, meditation, affirmation, one drop for all that's happened up to now, another for this present pleasure. Tomorrow's drop is for tomorrow. We must first dream our starboat passage through tonight. Nothing you have ever known before controls you now. Everything you're learning is essential data. What you may find out tomorrow is extra. It's enough to be wakeful, to be thankful, to open doors and windows for the antiseptic sunlight, and trust all air will be of grace, kindness, and good fortune tonight. There's a blessing for you. I'll stop now. You can...
Yay!
Thank you, Dave. Thank you.
Well,
That
you
was
are
beautiful,
definitely,
Tom.
you're definitely
I'm
in,
so close.
you're
Yep.
definitely in a nice field of flowers there.
Yeah, well, that's something. Glad to hear you say something nice.
Well, what did you think I was going to say?
Well, if the background is more important than the foreground, obviously the background is what caught your eyes rather than your ears.
Well, compared with you with your face in a shadow from your hat, those flowers do stand out.
Oh, they should. That's their job. They're meant to shine, you know? Me, I'm just a talking soundtrack.
As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
it's time for Sandy and Jeff.
Yep.
So I will mute all again, except the dog.
Okay, we're going to start out with a couple of Irish airs with dog barking for our percussion. These are traditional Irish airs. The first one we heard David play last time, or one of the times, Carillon's Welcome. And of course, any of these tunes, all you have to do is just type it in Google and you can get the sheet music. And so we did a little arrangement of that. And we'll start out with that, and then when that finishes, we'll go to another Caroline air that we like that's called Blind Mary, that they think he wrote for this other professional Irish harper, a woman named Mary Dahl, D-H-A-L-L, but they're not sure. And these were, of course, written back in the late 17th or early 18th century. And so you'll hear Caroline's Welcome, and then we'll turn the page and do Blind Mary. That'll be my choice is Caroline's Welcome, and his choice is Blind Mary. Okay. Just a little, or can your hands see your hands? Okay. Okay. Hold it. Okay, here we go.
Even the dog seemed to settle down and like it, or did he go out the door? Okay. Well, Stuart, you made the dog bark.
Story of my life.
Okay, I'm going to meet everybody and do my deal here. Okay, I'm going to first, I'm going to read two poems. The first of which is that I wrote a couple of days ago for this group. I was tired of not having any poetry that had anything to do with this group. So maybe you'll find it in here and maybe you won't. I call this one The Flight of Love. Nights of dancing in pubs recites, lifting spirits and hearts along. Must we see the winding lights before the ever-spreading dawn? When once we're home at last, you see what caused us smile. Before our eyes have spun and passed the eyes and love, no heart beguiled. Life goes on and love goes wrong, making smiles turn down the while. There's more to life than hugs and song, even though that's not our verse and style. But some have caught the spirit's flight and spiral up and up from sky towards sun, whose heat and light will melt the wax and us soon die. Buoys up and down our heart's desire, our heart's delight, counter to earth's pull and downward plunge. We close our eyes from deadly sight of end of life and love's expunge. That's the first one. And then there's one that I wrote a while back that seemed apropos to this particular day because of the recent rain. It's called Prayers for the Rainbow. Someone asked me if I had prayers. The answer is yes, I'm here to say. I have prayers for the rainbow and all its colors today. Here's my prayer for violet. I hope the world is rid of violence. Here's my prayer for indigo. Here's my prayer for innocence in the world. Here's my prayer for blue. May there be no bloodshed today or tomorrow. Here's my prayer for green. May the world be rid of greed. Here's my prayer for yellow. May everyone recognize an eternal you that needs help. Here is my prayer for orange. May everyone recognize and preserve the world that is ours. Here's my prayer for red. May everyone recognize and practice reason. Lord, hear our prayers. Amen.
Amen, bro. That's beautiful.
Yeah, amen to that.
Yeah.
Well, that's, one of those things. Kind of
Man,
have to work in a pun there. Okay. I guess it's around the circle or square.
Yes. God gave Rick the rainbow sign. Is that right?
Me. Rick.
It's
Terry.
Terry. Terry has
I
been.
forgot Terry.
He's been expunged. Expunged.
He is definitely expunged. I'll put him up here. I'll call on him first before Dave this time, but I'll put him after Dave next time because I flat forgot you, Terry. I'm sorry.
That's right. Whatever.
And you didn't even break a string.
I broke my string before I got on.
You pre-broke it. Okay. Well, do you have the button to mute everybody or not?
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
Well, let's see. I mean, well, I guess first we have to mute everybody. No, I don't have any of those buttons because I'm not the host anymore.
Okay. Now you can do it. You have to unmute yourself, Terry.
No, I'm still not a host or co-host or anything, so I can't do that stuff. Now you're muted, Rick. I fear you've gotten a little confused.
Okay.
Oh, now everybody's muted but me. Okay. Can I play now? Sorry about this, folks.
It was better when it was broken.
I just figured you didn't tune up because nobody called on you.
It's part of the show.
Yes, it's the odd part of the show. They used to call it something else.
Oh, I'm going to have to be in tune with the harmonica, too. I can't just be. Close enough. Okay, so I sang this before at another one, but since this is the Celtic session and I don't have that many Irish songs to go around, this is The Devil and Bailiff McGlynn. It's a cautionary tale. As I walked on one fine summer evening, taking the view by the sea, a couple of rogues out a rambling before me I happened to see. Now to learn what these boys were up to, a trifle I hastened me walk, for I thought I could learn their intentions when I got within range of their talk. The other was Bailiff McGlynn, and one was as vile as the other, for they both were as ugly as sin. Says the old boy, says he, I'm the devil, and you are a bailiff, I see. Ah, 'tis the devil himself, cries the bailiff. Now that beats a devil, said he. Well, a young boy run out of the cottage and took himself over the fields. Did I miss a verse? Oh, okay. Took himself over the field. May the devil take you, cried his mother, and she threw a few stones at his heels. Ah, now, why don't you take the young rascal? Your Highness the bailiff, he cried. It was not with from her heart that she said it. The devil, he smiling replied. Close by a small patch of potatoes, a piglet was starting to dig, when the owner come out and she cried, may the devil take you for a pig. Said the bailiff, now that's a fine offer, why not take the piglet, he cried, says he. Ah, but it was but with their lips that she said it, and that's not sufficient for me. Then a boy up the road saw him coming, and to his mother he sped, crying, "Mother, there's a bailiff." And she clasped her two hands and she said, "May the devil take that awful bailiff." Said the old boy, "Bedad, that'll do." It was straight from her heart that she said it. So Bailiff McGlynn, I'll take you.
Yay!
What was the name of that song?
Take the bailiff.
What's the name of it?
It's,
Devil and Bailiff McGlynn.
yes, I learned it. I think I first came across it on a June Tabor album. And then when I went looking on YouTube and internet and so on, I found several references to it. And so it's an old traditional song.
An old traditional desire.
Excuse me?
It's an old traditional desire.
Yes. So I guess the moral is if you're going to curse somebody, you got to really mean it. Or
Yeah, if you're going to curse somebody, you really shouldn't do it in song. There's better ways to do it. Shouted epithets add a lot to the meaning. Okay, let's see. How about over to Mr. David?
Still can't know what he said. Did you?
So that song was the Devil and Bailiff McGlynn. We were talking about the sea earlier. Here's a song about the sea. It's called Off to Sea Once More. It's got a really lovely melody, which I may steal one of these days for a more edifying poem. When first I come to Liverpool, I went out on a spree. My money, alas, I spent it fast, got drunk as drunk could be. And when my money it was gone, was then that I wanted more. But a man must be blind for to make up his mind to go to sea once more. I spent the night with Angeline, too drunk to roll in bed. My watch was new and my money too. In the morning with him she fled. And as I was walking down the street, the whores began to roar. There goes Jack Rat, the poor sailor lad, he must go to sea once more. As I was walking down the street, I met with Rapper Brown. I asked him for to take me in, and he looked at me with a frown. He said, last time you was paid off, With me you kept no score, but I'll give yous a chance and I'll take your advance and I'll send you to sea once more. He shipped me on board of a whaling ship out for the Arctic Sea, where the cold wind blows through the ice and the snow, and Jamaica rum would freeze. And worse to bear, I'd no hard weather gear, for I spent all my money ashore. 'Twas then I wished that I was dead, so I'd go to sea no more. Come all you jolly young sailor lads, and listen unto me. When you are out on the liquor, me boys, don't spend your money free. Take my advice, drink no strong drink, don't go sleeping on the shore, but get married, lads, and have all night in, and go to sea no more.
Hit a rock, hit a rock.
Very nice. Very salty.
Okay, I will return the host to Terry, and Terry, I've given you the in the chat, your chat, the list of people here,
Oh, okay.
the order.
I thought you were going to give it to Joe.
I'll host till I give out, and then I'll.
You thought I was gonna what?
I say I'll host till I give out. I thought Joe was going to host, but
Okay,
whatever.
I've made Joe co-host so he can
Oh,
host.
okay.
All right.
Hey,
I'm gonna leave.
Okay. So
okay. Thanks,
Joe,
Rick.
you're the person of ceremonies here, I guess.
Yep, it's sort of a changing of the guard.
Yes.
All right.
I wrote.
Looks like based on this list, Terry is going again. Are you prepared, Terry?
No, 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 no.
Next time around. All right, got it. That makes it Jim
It shouldn't
then.
be this hard, people.
I know.
Oh, sure it should.
All right, go ahead, Jim.
All right.
I'll mute.
Talking about organizing folk singers, that's quite a task.
Thank God there's not 9 of us.
All right, you should be able to unmute, Jim.
All right. A hungry feeling came o'er me stealing, and the mice were squealing in my prison cell, and the old triangle went jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. To begin the morning, the screw was bawling, "Get up, ye bowsies, and clean out your cell." And the old triangle went jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. Well, the lag lay weeping, Humpy Gussie was peeping, as I lay there weeping over my gal Sal. On the old triangle went jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. Up in the female prison, there are 75 women, and among them now I wish I did dwell. Then the old triangle could go jingle, jangle, all along the banks of the Royal Canal. All along the banks of the Royal Canal.
Yay!
Hey.
Clear out the pipes.
So, Mr. Hampton.
There it is. It came out.
Yeah, you're coming across quite quiet to me, Joe. I don't know if anyone else.
Stuart, you're up next.
Here's your stuff. You got the FM voice. Okay. And now. And now, channel. All right. I'm going to. Some of you may have got one of these already. This is my new Christmas present, a birthday present. Sorry. It's a 7-hole penny whistle.
Ooh.
I dropped it, but it's made of indestructible carbon fiber. It's a carbony whistle. It's called a leading tone whistle. And the 7th little hole gives you a way to lead into the lower chord and some easier fingering. So I'm going to play this right at the end of this song. So I'm going to do Carrickfergus in G and then just do one verse on the penny whistle. So Joe, don't turn up the lights too soon. I think I've told a bunch of you this, but when I got into Irish music when I was living in Hong Kong between 1986 and 1993, when the Hong Kong Folk Society was dominated by Irishmen, few Scots, few English, and a lot of local Chinese guys. So I learned everything at the feet of some masters there. It's in the key of G if you want to play along. I wish I was in Carrickfergus, only for nights in Ballygrand. I would swim over the deepest ocean, the deepest ocean, to be by your side. But the sea is wide, and I can't swim over, nor have I the wings to fly. If I could find me a handsome boatman to ferry me over to my love and I. My childhood days bring back sad reflections of happy times spent so long ago. My boyhood friends and my own relations have all passed on like the melting snow. But I spend my days in endless roving. Soft is the grass and my bed is free. Oh, to be home now in Carrickfergus, on the long road down to the salty sea. And in Kilkenny it is reported on marble stones there as black as ink, with gold and silver I did support her, but I'll sing no more now till I get a drink. For I'm drunk today, and I'm seldom sober, a handsome rover from town to town. Oh, but I'm sick now, my days are numbered. Come, oh, you young men, and lay me down.
Beautiful.
Yay! Very good.
Did you get one, David?
I think I will, yes. Okay. They're only $250 on Amazon.
I think there are cheaper ones slightly, but they are. It's the carbon fiber material.
Yeah, but that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They want 270 at the Carbony website and 250 at Amazon.
Okay. There you go.
Well, I guess I am next, so I will mute all. And I'm going to share my lyrics, so if you'd like to sing along, you may. Oh, apparently not. Come on. There we go. It's a nice little labor song in C here. It's got a catchy chorus that I'm afraid might be an earworm, so I apologize in advance for that one. Round goes the wheel of fortune, don't be afraid to ride. There's a land of milk and honey waits on the other side. There'll be peace and there'll be plenty, you'll never need to roam. When we go rolling home, we go rolling home. Rolling home when we go rolling home, when we go rolling when we go rolling home. The gentry in their finery, they prosper night and morn, while we unto the fields must go to plow and sow their corn. The rich they steal the power, but the glory's ours alone. When we go rolling home, we go rolling home. Rolling home when we go rolling home, when we go rolling when we go rolling home. The Frost is on the hedgerow, the icy winds do blow, while we poor weary laborers strive through the driving snow. Our dreams fly up to glory of where the lark has flown. When we go rolling home, when we go rolling home, rolling home, when we go rolling home, when we go rolling, rolling, when we go rolling home. The summer of resentment, the winter of despair, the journey to contentment is set with trap and snare. Stand to and stand together, your labor's yours alone. When we go rolling home, when we go rolling home, rolling home, when we go rolling home, when we go rolling, rolling, when we go rolling home. Pass the bottle round and let the toast go free. Here's a health to every laborer, wherever they may be. Their wages now or never, let's reap what we have sown. When we go rolling home, when we go rolling home, rolling home, when we go rolling home, when we go rolling, rolling, when we go rolling home, rolling home, when we go rolling home, when we go rolling, rolling, when we go rolling home.
Yay!
There's a great Roy Bailey version of that I love deeply.
Very good.
Thank you.
The audience, usually when he sang that in concert, when they got to the line about let the toast go free, the audience would in unison shout, "Free the toast!"
Pub songs need good shout outs like that. It's kind of awkward when they don't happen sometimes, right? So Tom, you would be next, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sorry. Oh, yeah, I'm not muted. Here we go. Welcome.
There we go.
And we go. Welcome, tragic optimists. This is no time for pessimism. Let us save that for better times. Oh, wounded healers, do you not get a sense of deja vu? And are we not now in a post-traumatic disorder state? How can we best absorb this true suffering? Centuries of wars tend to seek to diminish your peace, yet we harbor that tiny dove in our daily lives and trust her wings will fly. We are small birds, poetry, art, music, creative reagents, solutions, perhaps messenger pigeons, owls of wisdom and warning, birds, butterflies, bees as metaphors and symbols. We may be endangered species, but our presence affirms life force. We may be endangering species, yet our choices of solitariness, gregariousness, social distance allows blue skies, clear rivers, Venetian dolphins. The very existence of joy, hope, optimism and respect allows more to be engendered and extended. We're all learning now. Self-initiation, let us commence, because you're going to need your mind to be both sharp and alert. In these days of QAnon conspiracy theories, you'll need your oxytocin for empathy and goodwill, your heart to stay both open and beating in rhythm, your hands for holding those close to you, your feet for walking away from anger, your past to learn from, your present to live in. Your future depends upon what you do right now. Using science to experiment and seek better hypotheses, using art to visualize harmonic universes, using philosophy to determine differences between Puritans, Stoics, Epicureanism, existentialists, and absurd surrealists. Use laughter for balance amongst the serious and the light. Use all tools of dancing into and through this labyrinth tonight. Movies, books, poetry, drama, goodwill, happiness, community, all are legal and have dealers everywhere. But we are antiquarians. There are still cobblers, watchmakers, scriveners, those who make books, handmade, and art, and boots, folk artists with dulcimers, guitars, banjos, and bagpipes. Small ripples of circles connected and connecting to each other in the wilder world that ignores all their jazz and pays for poise, distraction, Sturm und Drang, Wagner for Hitler, Beethoven for A Clockwork Orange, gentler Zen, Paul Horn in Pyramids. Artists need sheds in a room of one's own, space and time, support and sanctuary. More poems are lost through lack of your ears than are written within the wild wind, but who cares? Only those devotionals who already knit, crochet, quilt, sew, homemade clothes, bake bread, behind time, still cyclists, pedestrians, pre-jogging, pre-gym, writers, readers, libraries, stillness, silence, meditators. Memoirs are written that will never be read. The great American novel has been self-published. Each day, a prayer for our continuance. Each night, thankfulness for that. Every line of every song, a chant, affirmation, invocation, connection is everything.
Wow.
All
Epic,
right.
epic, epic.
Very cool. Very cool.
Who you call an antiquarian? Come on, come here.
Me, baby. Me. I'm an antiquarian. Poets in 2020, they're antiquarians. And folk musicians, you can join us in the museum. History, baby. We are history.
I've always wanted to be a museum piece.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? People pay for that.
Hey, Chip, thanks for joining.
Dance to swim, they'll have an antiquarium.
And Sandy and Jeff are up next.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do a couple of dance tunes. Dance was the heart of the Celtic people, so we're going to do some traditional jigs. The first one's called Lock the Door, and it's called a single jig, which means it can be danced as a solo, or it can be danced with two men, two women, or a man and a woman can dance it together. And then when we finish that one, they're real short. As you know, all the Irish music is only 16 measures. You just keep rearranging each time. The next one is called Highway to Kilkenny, which somebody else did a Kilkenny song. That's the southeast corner of Ireland. And this one's called a slip hop.
Ah, shoot. Who did that?
To dance this one, it's called the Ballet of the Irish Dance. So we'll do that on guitar and soprano recorder. Wait a minute, where's my soprano recorder? Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. I can't see. Oh, all right. Okay, ready?
Very nice. Very nice.
I didn't see any dancing. Or y'all are supposed to be dancing.
I was dancing.
Yay!
Had a very medieval sound to it, didn't it?
Yeah, I think they were. Forgot what year those. They were written a long time ago.
Greatest hit of the 15th century.
Before Elvis. Seems Rick has left us, so that means Chip is up next. Are you ready for something, Chip?
Sure. Waiting on muting. Unmuting.
Got it.
All right. I think I may have done this one before, but it's my favorite Irish set, which consists of one Irish tune, one Scottish tune, and one tune from Kentucky. So I'm not sure it really qualifies as an Irish set. but anyway, the first song will be, it's sometimes called the Texas Quick Step, but I call it Rachel. It comes from, it's either West Virginia or Kentucky. And then the second tune is called Spootiscary, and that's a Scottish tune in the key of G. First tune's in the key of D. And then the last tune is Silver Spear, which is, yes, by gosh, a Irish tune, so it counts and makes the whole thing justified. So I'm going to do this with, I'm going to do it at 95 beats per minute with a sound or a backing track. So here we go.
Very nice.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yay.
Well,
Great.
So David, you're up next, and then Terry. David's up next, then Terry.
All right. Well, in keeping with the nautical theme, this is a song called Fiddler's Green. And it's got a nice chorus. Dress me up in me oilskins and jumpers, no more on the docks will be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. Key of D. The dockside one evening so rare, to view the still waters and taste the salt air, I heard an old fisherman singing this song, saying, take me away, boys, me time is not long. Dress me up in me oilskin and jumper, no more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green. Now Fiddler's Green is a place I've heard tell, where fishermen go when they don't go to hell, where the weather is fair and the dolphins do play, and the cold coast of Greenland is far, far away. Dress me up in me oilskin and jumper, no more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green, where the weather is clear and there's never a gale, and the fish jump on board with a flip of their tail. You can lie at your leisure, there's no work to do, and the skipper's below making tea for the crew. Dress me up in me oilskin and jumper, no more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green. And when you're in dock and the long trip is through, there's pubs and there's clubs and there's lassies there too, where the girls are all pretty and the beer is all free, and there's bottles of rum growing from every tree. Dress me up in me oilskin and jumper, no more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green. I don't want a harp or a halo, not me. Just give me a boat and a good rolling sea, and I'll play my old squeeze box as we sail along, with the wind in the rigging to sing me this song. Dress me up in me oilskin and jumper, no more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green. Just tell me, old shipmates, taking a trip, mates, I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green. That song was written by a man named John Connolly.
I
Yeah.
wonder, because when I put these things up on YouTube, it sometimes flags songs for copyright violations.
wow.
I'm surprised to see the flag that, because I'm sure the tune's traditional, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Yes, it is. It is. It's borrowed from the Dark-Eyed Stranger um,
Yeah, I've heard
song,
it.
and then it's got some modern verses in, but it leads heavily on the traditional, the Dark-Eyed Sailor song, and then anyway, there are many versions of that. Burl Ives has there's a cowboy version of that song. There's an Australian version of that song about bury me deep down below with where the dingoes and crows won't molest me, and so on. Anyway, it gets around.
Up me up and talk with me and bury me deep
Deep down below.
down below. Where the dingoes and crows.
And crows won't molest me, in the place where the coolabah grows.
So,
All right
Okay,
then, Terry, you are up next if you'd care to go.
okay. Yeah, it's my turn. Yeah. No, I said it's my turn. I'm trying to coordinate with the blender. No, Liz.
Yeah.
I said it's my turn now.
Joe, would you consider turning your volume up just a little bit? You're quite faint to my ear. I may be the only one. But
Okay, we'll do.
everyone else comes in strong and you're mellow.
Well, this is interesting. Okay. So we're going to mute now? Joe?
Yes.
Here we go. All right, so this is an English song. I guess I can get away with singing an English song in a Celtic session. Just so you know, I don't think English is Celtic, right? And I find it peculiar in this song. It's about the chambermaid, and any English chambermaid of the period who doesn't understand that when her lodger says, "Bring me a candle to light my way to bed," they're not going to be reading, but this is apparently a foolish young lass. But even an even more foolish young lad, as you will see. It's of a brisket butcher, as I have heard them say. He started out from London town on a certain day. He says, "A frolic I will have my fortune for to try. I will go into Leicestershire and peddle for to buy." When he arrived at Leicester town, he came to an inn. He called for an ostler and bully he called for liquor of the best, he being a roving blade, and quickly fixed his eyes upon the lovely chambermaid. So took him out a candle to light his way to bed, and when she came into the room, these are the words he said: "One sovereign I'll give to you, all to enjoy your charms." And this fair maid all night did sleep all in the butcher's arms. It was early the next morning, he prepared to go away. The landlord said, "You're right, sir, you have forgot to pay." "Oh no," the butcher did reply, "pray do not think it strange. The sovereign I gave your maid, and I haven't got the change." Straightway called the chambermaid, charged her with the same. The golden sovereign she laid out, for fear she get to blame. The butcher, he then went home, well pleased with what was past. But soon this pretty chambermaid bed, but soon this pretty chambermaid grew thick about her ways. Wasn't a 12-month after he came to town again, and then as he had done before, he stopped at that city. 'Twas then the buxom chambermaid, she chanced him for to see. She brought a babe just 3-month-old and placed it on his knee. The butcher sat like one amazed, and at the child would stare. But when the jokey did find out how he did stand and swear, she said, "Kind sir, it is your own. Pray do not think it strange. One sovereign I gave to you, and see I've brought you change." Come all you brisk and lively blades, bravely ruled by me. Look well into your bargain, sir, before your money to pay. Or soon your folly, it will give you cause for range. If there you sport with pretty maids, be sure you get your change.
Cool.
Hey,
That's a naughty song.
Naughty song, yes, indeed.
Do you have any things that aren't naughty?
Liz wants to know if I have any songs that aren't naughty.
Not really.
what's on the
Have to be careful around children with him. I mean, he sometimes misses and sings those to the children. So
The Devil and the Bailiff wasn't naughty. It was a cautionary tale.
Jim is up next.
Early.
depends on your
How are you doing?
Jim, you're up next. I'm trying to unmute you, but I think we're playing tag here.
I did it.
Okay.
All right. Well, I did this one yesterday too, but I like it. Rock the wind in the clear day dawning, blows the clouds Ulster County o'er the bay. But there's mair nor a rock wind blowing through the great glen of the world a day. It's a thought that would gather rotten all they rogues that can gallus fresh and gay, tak the road and seek the lonings, for their ill ploys to sport and play. Nay, mair will our bonny gallants march to war when our braggarts cruisely craw, nor we weens frae Petite and Clachan mourn the ships sailing in the broomy law. Broken families in lands we've had it, will curse Scotland a brave name mair. Black and white ain't their merit, mark the vile barracks of the maesters bear. So come I at hame with freedom, never heed while the hoodies croak for doom. In your house the bairns of autumn will have breed barley brie and painted room. When MacLean meets we's friends in spring burn. Are there roses and geens we turn to bloom? And the black lad prey on Niagara dings the fell gallows of the burghers Doon.
Yay!
It's the same key you did it in yesterday, Jim. You're consistent.
Well,
That's pretty amazing, actually.
Perfect pitch.
D flat, to my ear.
Stuart, you are next.
Thank you, Joe, and you're coming in loud and clear. All right. If you ever have the chance, there's in these COVID times on Saturday nights at a unrespectably early hour of 8 o'clock on PBS, they have these old music shows. The Statler Brothers, if you like four-part harmony. Sometimes the Grand Ole Opry. And last night they had a fellow called Daniel O'Donnell. Daniel O'Donnell is what Eric Bogle would call a plastic paddy. And that these things very easy. The best way to describe his songs would be they're easy listening country and Irish songs, if you know what I mean. So they're non-challenging. He has a big series of concerts in Branson, if that's a clue. So I tend to like Irish songs a little more meaty and with soul in them, not just light music. So there's a group called Cherish the Ladies, which is an old Irish tune. There's also a band called Cherish the Ladies, consisting of all females, and they're really good whistle players and a few other things. And they wrote one that was based on the old tune of Bull of Vogue, or a variation of it, called My Own Native Land. Now, normally I leave these songs for the true Irish people to sing, but once in a while I sing them. And this is My Own Native Land. It goes like this. There's a dear little isle in the Western Ocean. It's an island of purity, holy and grand. Its name fills its daughters and sons with emotion when they are heard on a far distant strand. 'Tis Ireland, my country, the birthplace of heroes, the home of the patriot, warrior and sage, of bards and of chieftains whose names live in story. May they live forever on history's page. You once were a proud and a glorious nation. Your name and your fame were known all over the world, till misfortune came o'er you and sad desolation. Your emerald banner in slavery lay unfurled. They tortured your children, they spoiled your green banner. They tried to exterminate you long ago. But the Irish are somehow like wild creeping flowers. The faster you pluck them, the quicker they seem to grow. I love every blade of grass green on your mountains, every leaf on your tree, and every rock upon your strand. I love your green valleys and murmuring fountains. I love you, Acushla, my own dear native land. I love you, Acushla, my own dear native land.
Yay!
Very nice.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Well, I believe I am next. So I'll go ahead and try my screen share. I'll try my mute all in a moment. I learned this one from Todd Metton in a pub songs class. For those that don't know Todd, he's the lead singer of an Irish rock band called Boiled in Lead. But he's also a pub song singer that I like to listen to when I'm up in St. Paul, Minnesota. So this is Donegal Danny. I remember the night that he came in from the wintry cold and damp. A giant of a man in an oilskin coat and a bundle that told he was a tramp. He stood at the bar and he called a pint, then turned and gazed at the fire. On a night like this, to be safe and dry is my one and only desire. So here's to those that are dead and gone, friends that I love dear. And here's to you, then I'll bid you adieu, saying Donegal Danny's been here, me boys, Donegal Danny's been here. Then in a voice that was hushed and low, said, listen, I'll tell you a tale, how a man of the sea became a man of the roads, and never more will set sail. I fished out a Howth and Killybegs, Ardglass and Baltimore, but the cruel sea has beaten me, and I'll end me days on the shore. So here's to those that are dead and gone, friends that I love dear. And here's to you, then I'll bid you adieu, saying Donegal Danny's been here, me boys, Donegal Danny's been here. One fateful night in the wind and the rain, we set sail from Killybegs town. There were 5 of us from sweet Donegal and 1 from County Down. We were fishermen who worked the sea and never counted the cost. But we never thought when that night was done that my fine friends would all be lost. So here's to those that are dead and gone, friends that I love dear. And here's to you, then I'll bid you adieu, saying Donegal Danny's been here, me boys, Donegal Danny's been here. Then the storm it broke and it drove the boat to the rocks about 10 miles from shore. As we fought the tide, we hoped inside to see our homes once more. Then we struck a rock and hauled the bow, and all of us knew she'd go down. So we jumped right into the icy sea and prayed to God we wouldn't drown. But the raging sea was rising still as we struck out for the land. And she fought with all her cruelty to claim that gallant man. By St. John's Point in the early dawn, I dragged myself on the shore. And I cursed the sea for what she'd done, and I vowed to sail her nevermore. So here's to those that are dead and gone, friends that I love dear. And here's to you, then I'll bid you adieu, saying Donegal Danny's been here, me boys, Donegal Danny's been here. Ever since that night I've been on the road, traveling and trying to forget that awful night I lost all my friends. I see their faces yet. And often at night when the sea is high and the rain is tearing at my skin, I hear the cries of drowning men floating over on the wind. So here's to those that are dead and gone, friends that I love dear. And here's to you, then I'll bid you adieu, saying Donegal Danny's been here, me boys, Donegal Danny's been here.
Lovely.
All right.
Nice harmony.
Did you like that?
Yeah, that's a Stan Rogers feel to that whole extremity at sea routine.
I see what you mean.
The hauling of a boat.
That.
The application you use to display the song sheet.
It's called OnSong, and it's on my iPad.
Uh-huh.
So I'm able to share the iPad screen on Zoom. Requires a few clicks, which is, I wish there was like a one click you could do it, but it seems to work pretty well. And then those that can play along at home have something to do besides listen to me.
And it can transpose. I use OnSong as well.
I wrote a little application, it's a web application that does much the same thing, but it doesn't scroll nicely like that. I'll have to.
Tom's not on anymore, is he? Okay.
How did you manage that harmony, Joe?
I've got a little gizmo, a little stomp box, a TC Helicon stomp box thingy that the guitar plugs into, so it knows what key you're in, and then it'll make harmonies.
Whoa!
Is that Joe? Is that a Mando caster hanging on the wall behind you over your left shoulder?
I'm afraid so. Yes.
What year is it?
Actually, it's a Mando Strat, and it's I don't know, less than 10 years old.
Oh, okay. All right. Looks like the original Fender Mando caster, which went out of production, I believe, 68. I would love to get one of those.
Now, this is the newer Mando Strat, and they're pretty cheap in multiple ways.
Yes. Yeah, I have a gold tone electric mandolin. So anyway.
So,
Joe, can you enable the screen share for the participants?
I believe I can.
Yes,
Because I want to share mine on the screen when I go. If you can.
Me too. Me too, Joe.
Let's see.
There it is.
That seemed to be available for you now?
Oh yeah, it's on there now. Yay.
Okay. And you are up, Sandy. So
it's
I
my
will.
turn? Okay.
I will mute all.
Okay. Well, I'm going to read a poem by. Last month we played a piece called My Dear Eveline that was based on a poem by Thomas Moore. And so, since this is the last weekend of the summer, I thought I would read the poem The Last Rose of Summer that Thomas Moore wrote. And he wrote this in 1805. So I'm going to put it up on your screen so you can see it. Can y'all see that? And then I'll just read it to you. 'Tis the last rose of summer, left blooming alone. All her lovely companions are faded and gone. No flower of her kindred, no rosebud is nigh, to reflect back her blushes, or give sigh for sigh. I'll not leave thee, thou lone one, to pine on the stem, since the lovely are sleeping. Go, sleep thou with them. Thus kindly I scatter thy leaves o'er the bed, where thy mates of the garden lie senseless and dead. So soon may I follow, when friendships decay, from the love's shining circle the gems drop away, when true hearts lie withered and fond ones are flown. Oh, who would inhabit this bleak world alone? The one we played there's a song for that too. I don't know how to play the song.
I was playing it with.
I wanted to just read the last verse of The Lake of Innisfree by William, born in the 19th century and then died in the 20th century. And I really love lake water, and I love to hear it lapping. I love the beach. And so I just love the last stanza of this. He says, I will arise and go now, for always, night and day, I hear lake water lapping with low sounds of the shore, while I stand on the roadway or on my pavement gray. I hear it in my heart.
Yay.
That's very nice, Sandy. Can you paste that into the chat or get it to us somehow? You're muted.
I think Sandy and I are having mute wars.
Get the whole poem. I can put the whole poem on screen share, and then you could take a picture of it, and then you'd have the whole poem. If you want the whole poem of that. There it is. The Lake of Innisfree. It starts out, but I just like that very last one. I hear it in my deep heart's core.
Yeah. By the way, Sandy, I was playing The Last Rose of Summer while you were singing, while you were reading poetry, and it works very well.
Good. I want to learn the song. I just haven't learned it yet. I just love the poem.
A good Victorian recorder song. There you go.
Yeah, I'll have to work on that for next time.
I'll have to have Melinda play it on the harp. I can't drag her up here to play for us. So,
but if you just type in "The Lake of Innisfree" by William Butler Yeats, it'll come up on Google also if you want the whole poem. Yeah. And then the other one was "The Last Rose of Summer" by Thomas Moore. Okay, I'll stop my sharing.
All right, Chip, you're up next.
Okay, well here I'll put up the chords. There's the chords. This is Julia Delaney's. It's a traditional Irish tune in the key of D minor, which is a great tune for music. It's underplayed. Here we go, 3 times through D minor.
nice.
Nice. Awesome.
Thanks.
That brings us back to David.
Before you mute everybody, let me ask the group, would you like to hear a somber song or a non-somber song?
Yes.
Take me back to Brazil and give me a samba.
A samba. Jeez. Had to fill in for Rick with the bad pun.
So,
Somebody's got to do it. It's hard work.
so somber? You want to hear something sad and grim? Or would you rather hear something kind of less so?
It's such a binary choice you're giving us, you know.
I'm in favor of light and airy at the moment.
Light and airy it is.
Okay. So this is called the Limerick Rake. This is called the Limerick Rake. And it's got a line in it that's in Irish. So I should explain that part. The last line of almost all the verses ends, agus fagami shud maratashi, which means, in general, the less said the better. Literally, let us leave things as they are. Fella that's easy and bold in Castletown, Connors. I'm very well known. In Newcastle West I spent many a note with Kitty and Judy and Mary. My parents rebuked me for being such a rake, for spending my time in such frolicsome ways. But I ne'er could forget the good nature of Jane. Agus father me shoed maratashi. My parents, they taught me to shake and to mow, to plow and to harrow, to reap and to sow. But being too airy to drop it so low, I set out on a high speculation. With paper and parchment they taught me to write, and in Euclid and grammar they opened my eyes. And in multiplication, in truth, I was bright. I guess father me shoed maratashi. Chance for to go to the market at Croom with a cock in me hat and me pipes in full tune. I am welcomed at once and brought up in a room where Venus is sporting with Bacchus. There's Peggy and Jane from the town of Bury, and Biddy from Bruff, and we all on a spree. Such a combing of locks as there was about me, I guess father me shoed maratashi. Whenever I go to the town of Rathkeil, the girls all around me will flock on the square. Some offer me apples and others sweet cakes, and they treat me unknown to their parents. There's one from Ashkeaton and one from the Pike, Another from Ard, me heart is beguiled. But being from the mountains, her stockings are white. I guess father me shoot, Malatashe. For riches I ne'er was inclined, for the greatest of misers must leave all behind. I'll purchase a cow that will never run dry, and I'll milk her by twisting her horn. John Damer of Shrunwell had plenty of gold, and Devonshire's treasure was 20 times more. They're laid on their backs amidst nettles and stones. I guess father me shoot, Malatashe. There's some says I'm foolish and more says I'm wise, but being fond of the women I'm sure is no crime. Sure, the son of King David had 1,000 wives, and his wisdom was highly regarded. I'll till a good garden and work at me ease, and each woman and child may partake of the same. If there's war in the cabin, themselves they may blame. I guess father me shoot, Malatashe. And now for the future I mean to be wise, and I'll marry all those women that acted so kind. Sure, I'd marry them all in the morrow by and by, if the clergy agreed to the bargain. And when I am dead and me soul is at rest, all those women and childer could keen at my wake. Sure, they'd stand by my coffin and offer up prayers to the Lord for the soul of their father.
Yay!
Right.
That's good.
So, David, where did that come from? The music sounded initially very Appalachian, old time, but then as you started to sing, it became very apparent that that didn't come from the Appalachian Mountains.
Well, you know, there's that scale or key that they call mountain minor or sawmill,
Yes.
and it's used in Irish music a great deal for both songs and dance tunes. And it happens that that song is in that scale. I learned it first from a book by Como Loughlane called Irish Street Songs or Irish Street Ballads, and it was also on a recording by the Dubliners.
Yes.
So that's my source for it.
But the thing that's interesting to me is when you heard it on the Dubliners, there was nobody playing a clawhammer style.
I'm unaccompanied, as I recall.
Yes, but no, that's the thing that's interesting to me is you've adapted it to that style, but
I
it's
never can
very
leave well enough alone. That's just the fact of it.
fascinating. Wonderful stuff.
Thank you.
All right, Terry, you ready?
Okay, sort of. I have 4 songs in my queue here, and they are respectively about piracy, infanticide, murder, and the 4th one's just a naughty song. So which one would you like?
Heresy.
Sounds like a bluegrass song.
Do the Cromwell song. Come on now.
Heresy.
Okay, piracy. I do this song a lot because I like it, but I'll play it again.
All right, I will take care of the muting here.
Let me mute.
And unmute. Unmute. So Terry, you'll need to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I got you. I just had to shuffle my song sheets here. Now, your part in this especially is there's a part that says, "I'm not a man of war or privateer," said he. "I'm a salt sea pirate, a looking for my fee," and that's your cue to come in with "Arr!" There were two lofty ships from old England sail, blow high, blow low, and so sail we. One was the Prince of Luther and the other Prince of Wales, down along the coast of High Barbary. Aloft there, our jolly boatswain cried, blow high, low, and so sail we. Look ahead, look astern, look a weather, look a lee, down along the coast of High Barbary. There's none upon the stern, there's none upon the lee. Blow high, blow low, and so sail we. But there's a lofty ship to windward, she's sailing fast and free, down along the coast of High Barbary. Oh, sail her, go hail her, oh, hail her, our gallant captain cried. Blow high, blow low, and so sail we. Are you a man of war, a pirateer, a merchant ship, said he, down along the coast of High Barbary. You ready? I'm not a man of war or a privateer, said he. Blow high, blow low, and so sail we. But I'm a salt sea pirate, looking for my fee, down along the coast of High Barbary. For broadside, a long time we lay. Blow high, blow low, and so sail we, until the Prince of Luther shot the pirate's mask away, down along the coast of High Barbary. For quarter, those pirates they did flee. Blow high, blow low, and so sail we. But the answer that we gave them was to sink them in the sea, down along the coast of High Barbary.
Yay!
Yay! Yay!
Piracy.
Hey. It's also the blow high, blow low. Come on.
I think David thought you were something about heresy.
Yeah, I thought it was heresy too.
Heresy, piracy, same thing.
I kept waiting for the heresy. What is the heresy?
I thought it was pleurisy. Come on.
There really aren't enough good pleurisy songs.
I got two.
Hard to do.
Assumption to get on about it.
Wow. You ready for that, Jim? To
Yeah.
follow that? All right.
This is a song that many people believe to be traditional. Am I unmuted? Wait a second. Oh, okay. This is a song many people believe to be traditional, but in fact, it was written by Tommy Makem. What did I have? Said the proud old woman. What did I have? This fine old woman did say. I had 4 green fields. Each one was a jewel, but strangers came to try to take them from me. I had fine, strong sons. They fought to keep my jewels. They fought and died. And that was my grief, said she. Long time ago, said the fine old woman. Long time ago, this proud old woman did say, there was war and death, plundering and pillage. My children starved by mountain, valley, and sea, and their wailing cries, they shook the very heavens. My 4 green fields ran red with their blood, said she. What have I now? Says the proud old woman. What have I now? This fine old woman does say. I have 4 green fields. One of them's in bondage, in strangers' hands, who tried to keep it from me. But my sons have sons, as brave as were their fathers. My 4th green field will bloom once again, said she.
Yay!
Very nice.
Very
Very
nice.
nice.
Public.
There's a wonderful There's a wonderful recording of Makem singing that in 1969 on the Falls Road in front of that big sign that used to say "Welcome to Free Derry."
Wow.
I've got to run. Enjoyed it, y'all.
Thanks, Chip.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, take care.
And then there were 5. All right, Stuart, you are up.
So I remember. Am I up? Yeah. As I remember, the road goes on to forever and the party never ends, if I'm not mistaken. But a Texan told me that. As I mentioned earlier, I've been nursing and unwinding A string all for the last 24 hours, so I'm now doing something a little more rhythmically strenuous. So we'll see, it's the last hour, what possibly could go wrong. I've done this before, but it's a lovely rhythm to it. It's one of those songs from the romantic writing of the Victorians, in writing looking back 100 years. That's when the best music is, when you celebrate the centenary and you write even better stuff about it. And it's celebrating the saving of Bonnie Prince Charlie by Flora MacDonald, by getting him in a small boat away from one island to another island, and the the rhythm kind of captures what a small boat's like in choppy weather. You know, like the Trump boats in Lake Travis yesterday. It's that kind of experience. So hope you get a feel of it. And the good news is, even though the song doesn't say it, the good news is that Flora MacDonald was pardoned and lived to be a ripe old age and became a celebrity after failing in North America, one should add. Green is flood Gary, blue is the sea, born here the lassie to guide our prince free. Westward the wild wind high runs the sea, heaving the shallow by broad big bay. I have but one love, lass, trim the sail, rowing behind us, loyalty as well. Green is flood Gary, blue is the sea, born here the lassie to guide our prince free. Come ye young lassie, hold fast the helm, the long ships are heaving by Loch Slavic Bay. Come with me lassie, turn ye not home. Come where the south wind is kind to its own. Green is flood Gary, blue is the sea, born here the lassie to guide our prince free. Pull hard my heroes, eagle to flee, down by Loch Human the tow ship runs free. Flora was taken down by Portray, bound for the Tower and ready to die. Green is flood Gary, blue is the sea, born here the lassie to guide our prince free. Green is flood Gary, blue is the sea, born here the lassie to guide our prince free.
From the intro, Stuart, I thought you were going to do the Sky Boat song.
Sorry?
I say from your intro, I thought you were going to do the Sky Boat song.
Oh, evidently there's half a dozen songs about Flora.
Sort of the same.
She became a hero and a celebrity. You know, Samuel Johnson would pay her a visit, and they give her, in the dotage, they give her money for visitors from London to see the famous Flora MacDonald.
Right.
But it is the Sky Boat song. It's just another version of it. So.
Right.
The same trip.
Right.
Can't hear you, Joe.
Yeah, I see the song sheet go by, but I don't hear Joe.
I am muted. I guess mute all does me too. Here we try again. Now Jack was a sailor who roamed up and down, and she was a damsel who skipped up and down. Words she did say as she passed him by, kind sir, would you care for some queer bungle rye-ruddy-rye? Fall-diddy-ruddy-rye-ruddy-rye. Says Jack to himself, now what can this be but the finest rye whiskey from far Germany, smuggled up in a basket, sold on the sly, and the name that they call it is Queer Bungle Rye-Ruddy-Rye. Fall-diddy-ruddy-rye-ruddy-rye. Jack gave her a pound and thought nothing strange. Says, wait here, kind sir, and I'll run for your change. Jack peeks in the basket, and a child he does spy. I'll be damned, says Jack, now that is Queer Bungle Rye-Ruddy-Rye. Fall-diddy-rye-ruddy-rye-ruddy-rye. Now to get the child christened was Jack's first intent. For to get the child christened to the parson he went. Says the parson to Jack, what shall he go by? I'll be damned, says Jack, call him Queer Bungle Rye-Ruddy-Rye. Fall-diddy-rye-ruddy-rye-ruddy-rye. Said the parson to Jack, that's a mighty queer name. I'll be damned, says Jack. In a queer way he came, smuggled up in a basket, and sold on the sly, and the name that we'll call him is Queer Bungle Rye-Ruddy-Rye. Fall-diddy-rye-ruddy-rye-ruddy-rye. So all you bold sailors who roam on the town, beware of those damsels who skip up and down. Take a look in their baskets as they pass you by, or else they might pawn on you Queer Bungle Rye-Ruddy-Rye. Fall-diddy-rye-ruddy-rye-ruddy-rye. Fall-diddy-rye-ruddy-rye-ruddy-rye.
Yay!
He got his well.
Well, he actually got his change.
That would change a person, yeah.
They both got their change.
2 songs about surprise babies.
What a world, what a world.
What a world.
Well, sailors are not averse to surprise babies.
So, let's see. Boy, we're coming all the way around the horn. Tom's not here. Sandy's not here. Rick's not here. Chip's not here. That brings us all the way back to David again.
All right.
The cream of the crop.
Floats to the top.
Okay, so keeping in the light mood of things, mostly I try to sing the original versions of songs if I can find them. But I checked out the original version of this one and I didn't really like it that much. So I stuck with the one I had originally heard from Margaret Berry. It's called Moses Rituralaye. And the only thing that you really have to know about it, well, there's a couple of things. It refers to the time when the Irish language was forbidden to be on signs. The English ruled the country and they said, no Irish language on your signs. It's a law. And so it's about a Jewish merchant that a policeman thinks he's got an Irish sign. And it also makes reference to Robert Briscoe, who was an Irish rebel and a Jew. He became Lord Mayor of Dublin. So this is Moses Rituralaye to the well-known Betsy from Pike, Villikins and his Dinah, Roger the Miller song, air. policeman walked out, oh so proud on his beat, when a vision came to him of stripes on his sleeve. Promotion, he whispered, I'll try for today, so come with me, Mr. Right to Rely. Come tell me your name, said the limb of the law, to the little fat man selling goods on the straw. What's that, sir? Me name, sir, what is there on display? And there's Moses Right to Rely, Now the trial it came on and it lasted a week. One judge says 'twas German and another 'twas Greek. Prove you're Irish, said the policeman, and beyond it say nay, and we'll sit on it, Moses Right to Rely. Well, the prisoner stood up as stiff as a crutch. Are you Irish or English or German or Dutch? I'm a Jew, sir, that came over to stay, and my name it is Moses Right to Rely. We're two of a kind, said the judge to the Jew. You're a cousin of Briscoe, and I am one too. This numbskull has blundered, and for it shall pay. Musha, that's right, says Moses Right to Rely. There's a garbage collector that works down our street. He once was a policeman, the pride of his beat. And he moans all the night and he groans all the day, singing Moses Right to Rely,
Yay!
Yay.
If you can't tell Agam from Hebrew, you really shouldn't be a policeman.
What the song's about? How you end up being a garbage collector.
Exactly.
Same thing. Terry, you are next.
Okay, so I'm down to infanticide, murder, and naughty.
Oh, infanticide. Infanticide is always good.
Infanticide's too gloomy. I'm going to save that for another time. I'm just going to go to the old reliable naughty.
Hey!
Liz has gone back to her other stuff. Okay. Oh, I think I should have a harmonica for this one. And you surely know it. Young women, they run like hares on the mountain. Young women, they run like hares on the mountain. And if I were a young man, I'd soon go a-hunting. To be right for a little day, row to be right for a little day. Young women, they sing like birds in the bushes. Young women, they sing like birds in the bushes. If I were a young man, I'd go beat them bushes. To be right for a little day, oh, to be right for a little day. Young women, they swim like ducks in the water. Young women, they swim ducks in the water. And if I was a young man, I'd soon go swim after. To be right for a little day, oh, to be right for a little day.
Yay!
Yay.
I know a lot more naughty verses than that.
You mean more verses or more naughty?
Yes. The one's about Sally.
That's
Oh, Sally, my dear, I wish I could kiss you. It's you I'd be kissing. Why, sir, she said, you don't know what you're missing. That's the tamest one.
Uh,
well, we'll say those for your 80th birthday party, okay?
Don't know
The
if I
half
can
an
laugh
hour
that long.
session.
I wish I
That's
could
the
remember the
business.
tune to Wheel You Wall Ya. I could do a song about infanticide that Harry wouldn't do one, but I can't remember the damn tune, unfortunately. So since I can't do infanticide, I'll have to go back to highway robbery and cheating wives. All right. As I was going over the far-famed Kerry Mountains, I met with Captain Farrell as his money he was counting. I then first produced me a pistol, and then produced me a rapier, saying, stand and deliver, for you are a bold deceiver, musha-ring-dama-doo-dama-da. Whack full the daddy-o, whack full the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. I counted up his money, and I'd made a pretty penny. I put it in my pocket, and I took it home to Jenny. She cried, and she swore that she never would deceive me. But the devil take the women, for they never can be easy. Musha-ring-dama-doo-dama-da. Whack full the daddy-o, whack full the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. I went up to my chamber, all for to take a slumber. I dreamt of gold and jewels, and sure it was no wonder. But Jenny took me chargers, and she loaded them with water, then sent for Captain Farrell to be ready for the slaughter. Musha-ring-dama-doo-dama-da. Whack full the daddy-o, whack full the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Early in the morning, before I rose to travel, up came a band of troopers, and likewise Captain Farrell. I first produced me pistol, 'cause she'd stolen away me rapier. I couldn't shoot the water, so a prisoner I was taken. Musha-ring-dama-doo-dama-da. Whack full the daddy-o, whack full the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Oh, if I could... Oh, damn it. I've lost the verse about me brother in the army. Sorry.
If anyone can aid me.
If anyone can help me, it's my brother in the army.
Brother in the army. If I can find his station in Cork or in Killarney, and if he'll go with me, we'll go roving in Kilkenny. And I'm sure he'll treat me better than me own Miss Spartan Jenny. Musha-ring-dama-doo-dama-da. Whack full the daddy-o, whack full the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Now some take delight in the carriages a rolling, and others take delight in the hurley and the bowling. But I take delight in the juice of the barley, and courting pretty fair maids in the morning bright and early. Musha-ring-dama-doo-dama-da. Whack full the daddy-o, whack full the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Musha-ring-dama-doo-dama-da. Whack full the daddy-o, whack full the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. That was too long.
Hey!
Yay. Stuart. Gonna give that A string another go.
One more time.
Might as well.
It's
Not
the
tempting
wrong
fate
version.
at all.
Easy. Oh, here. Okay, I've got my dog behind me doing the high lonesome on this one. So she wants a walk. It's in G. Okay, no. This is Dark-Eyed Molly. Deep and dark are my true love's eyes, blacker still is the winter's turning, as the sadness of parting proves, and brighter now is the lantern burning, that lightens my path to love. No fiddle tune will take the air, but I will see her swift feet advancing, and the swirl of her long brown hair, her smiling face, and her dark eyes glancing, as we stepped out blink bonny fair. And if my waiting prove in vain, then I will pack and track ever take me, then the long road will ease my pain. No gem of woman kind will make me her whisper love's words again. For in drink or see good company, my ears will ring with a tavern's laughter, and I'll hear not her last sweet sighs. Then who's to know in the morning after that I long for her dear dark eyes? Then who's to know in the morning after that I long for her dear dark eyes?
Hey! Hooray!
String's still there. String's still there.
No mail on Sunday, Connie.
All right, I think you all know this one, The Willow Tree.
You need mute.
Yep, I think I got it. Down by the river there's a tall willow tree who weeps all night for you and me, and it's laid down low, my love, and it's lay you down, my own true love. Shadows are falling and the night has come, and it's lay down low, my love. Under the branches of the brown thorn tree, the wild bird is watching over Lishnashi, and it's lay down low, my love, and it's lay you down, my own true love. Shadows are falling and the night has come, and it's lay down low, my love. On Lake Taravana there's a white feathered swan who sings with his sorrow the whole night long, and it's lay down low, my love, and it's lay you down, my own true love. Shadows are falling and the night has come, and it's lay down low, my love. The moon is moving over Polnabrun, where two lovers are lying on their bed of stone, and it's lay down low, my love, and it's lay you down, my own true love. Shadows are falling and the night has come, and it's lay down low, my love. Down by the river there's a tall willow tree who weeps all night for you and me, and it's lay down low, my love, and it's lay you down, my own true love. Shadows are falling and the night has come, and it's lay down low, my love.
That's great. Is that a traditional?
I don't know.
That's a lovely tune. I mean, it sounds modern, but
It's probably the electric guitar.
yeah, that's what it is. No, beautiful. You're anyway.
Let's see. We're all the way back around to David again. Is David still with us?
Yes.
All right.
Hold on.
You are up, sir.
Right. Sorry, I can't resist. You're welcome home again, said the young man to his love. I've waited for you many a night and day. You're tired and you're pale, said the young man to his dear. You must never again go away. I must go away, she said, when the little cock do crow, for here they will not let me stay. Oh, but if I had my wish, oh, my dearest dear, she said, this night would be never, never day. Oh, pretty little cock, oh, you handsome little cock, I pray you do not crow before day. And your wings shall be made of the very beaten gold, your comb of the silver so gray. But oh, this little cock, this handsome little cock, he crew out a full hour too soon. Oh, my true love, she said, it is time for us to part, for it's now the going down of the moon. white Holland sheets. And where are the maids, my own true love, he said, that wait upon you while you are asleep? The clay, it is my bed, my dearest dear, she said. The shroud is my white Holland sheet. The worms and creeping things, they are my servant maids that wait upon me whilst I am asleep.
Cheery.
Yeah, that's
The worms are my servants.
that's I'm glad my whistles aren't sharp, if you know what I mean. I love that kind of music, unfortunately. Irish blues, baby.
Yeah.
It makes you happy to know there are saps who are worse off than you, or something like that.
Something like that.
Terry, you are next if you care to go.
Even though I have infanticide and murder left in my song bag, I think I'm pooped up for the day, so I shall pass along.
Jim, would you like to go?
No, actually, it's closing in on 5. So
Yeah,
I'm,
let's
I'm
just wind her up.
what?
All right, we should do the scattering song then.
All right.
Is that what it is?
By the way, Joe, thanks for stepping in and hosting. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Happy to help out.
And thanks for turning up your mic.
Thanks for letting me know. Everyone just says the sound's fine, and it's really hard to know on Zoom, you know?
You've got a good system.
Come on. Sorry about that.
No problem. Oh, all the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company. And all the harm that I ever did, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass, good night and joy be with you all. Oh, if I had money enough to spend, and leisure time to sit a while, there is a fair maid in this town, who sorely has my heart beguiled. Her rosy cheeks and ruby lips, I own she has my heart in thrall. So fill to me the parting glass, good night and joy be with you all. Oh, all the comrades that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away. And all the sweethearts I ever knew, they'd wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll softly rise and I'll gently call, good night and joy be with you all. I'll gently rise and I'll softly call, good night and joy be with you all.
Ah.
Ready?
Yay.
Well, it's been lovely, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
We will see you again next week.
Safe
And
home.
October-
Okay, so Joe, since you are the host, you need to end meeting for all, and
Okay.
that way we'll start
Will do.
winding up the.
Safe
Ciao.
home in a Zoom sense. There you go.
Bye-bye.
We're still here, Dave. See if I can do this.